Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Vincent along. Welcome, Mike. It is a pleasure to have you back with us again this week.
Jeff, it is always a pleasure, and it's an extra special pleasure tonight. I love getting to St. Stansfield for an All-Saints football game. I worked with you once last year, and I just had a blast here.
Well, we have got a really special game tonight, too. Yeah. There's a whole lot on the line with tonight's matchup.
Absolutely. If I was thinking about this, if you turned the Bay County coverage into a great novel, I think we'd be at the climax tonight. What a matchup we have in store.
Well, and then our encore for next week will be Central Western, which is always a Donnybrook.
That is always a fun one, too, and I wish I could work that one with you, but I have another job at that place, too.
Well, you know, we'll all be there together, and we'll all be having our share of fun, indeed. So with this Warrior team, they have been pretty consistent the last decade or so, but this year they seem to have really put things together again.
I think you can call them a perennial powerhouse, and they're making it happen again this year. They're 6-1. They have one blemish on their record, and it was a first week close loss, 40-38 against Dryden. Since then, they've rattled off 6 straight, and they're in the hunt for the playoffs, too, so they're going to bring everything they got tonight. You can be sure of that.
Well, the Cougars are a very confident team and very much healthy with one exception, and that would be their starting center and long snapper and for the extra points, and that would be Mr. Andrzejewski, and he just had successful ACL surgery this week, so the road to recovery has begun.
I was talking to his father when I first got here, and it was good news to hear
He's
that.
a pretty good guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
On the Cougars side, they started the year off with a very disappointing loss against Deckerville. I think if they play that game another 100 times, they win that game 95 of those times.
15-14 against the defending state champions in week 1. We'd like to think that the Cougars can see them and get in the playoffs at some point.
Well, they look like, you know, how the prognostication goes. If they win this week and the game they picked up next week with St. Charles, probably will host Brown City, and Brown City was the other perennial. So, you know, they just got to take care of business tonight and next week, and they have a chance to host in week 10.
I mentioned the Warriors are going to bring everything they got. You can be sure that the All Saints Cougars are going to bring everything they've got. They could be playing their last home game, and as seniors, you know how important that is for them. They have a lot on the line. They want that home playoff game, and they want to see just how far they can go this year.
It will be fun. It will be exciting. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. The best is yet to come. That puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a minute on BCTV.
At Covenant Healthcare, we take caring for kids very seriously. That's why we've established Covenant Children's Hospital, home of the Great Lakes Bay region's only pediatric emergency care unit, the only Level 3 regional neonatal intensive care unit, part of our state-of-the-art birth center,
Popsicles!
and the region's only pediatric intensive care unit.
Our pediatric ICU has specialized equipment designed for treating children and board-certified pediatric intensivists specifically trained to deal with the unique needs of pediatric care.
As a pediatrician, it's rewarding to work at a hospital with so many resources devoted to kids' care.
Covenant Children's Hospital offers a wide range of pediatric specialty services, such as pediatric cardiology, orthopedics, treatment for autism, diabetes, and sleep disorders, as well as pediatric rehabilitation at Mary Freebed Rehabilitation.
They have stickers!
And at every step of the way, our child life specialists guide them, making their Covenant experience a positive one. Covenant Children's Hospital is also home to the Central Michigan University Pediatric and Obstetrics and Gynecology residency programs, training the next generation of physicians.
They won't let you be a doctor without one of these.
A children's hospital is more than a building with colorful walls. Rather, it is the embodiment of the hearts and minds of all of us committed to the well-being of children.
We're dedicated to providing extraordinary care to infants and children so they can get back to the serious business of being kids.
Good evening and welcome here on Bay County TV as the kickoff goes down the field. And it takes a funny hop and is bobbled, finally picked up and brought down at about the 28-yard line as Wetters opted for a line drive kick, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Kinde North Huron Warriors.
And that was number 22, Dominic Stone-Cipher, returning the ball for the Kinde North Huron Warriors. And I just wanted to say Stone-Cipher. I love that football name, Jeff.
And the young man is just a freshman, too, so it's going to be interesting to watch his exploits because he starts in the backfield.
Yep, and a lot of freshmen on this talented Kinde team.
So we'll find out if the experience beats the youth tonight. 1st and 10 for the Kinde North Huron Warriors. Trying to come down the middle. They're going deep with the ball, and that ball is picked off by Bo Williams. And, boy, this is really a tough situation because kids got their feet tangled up. There was no pushing. There was no shoving. And that 15-yard penalty is going to negate the interception. And
it is an unfortunate penalty, but it is one you have to call. Obviously, his route to the ball was obstructed, and you just got to call that. But
just a tough way to start, too, because Bo Williams, playing center field back there, was able to snag that interception and bring it back down inside the 30-yard line. He took quite a pop at the end of that play.
Yes, he did.
So the ball comes all the way out now to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kinde North Huron. So they decided to try a little trickeration early as trying to get around the corner and finding the going tough for just a gain of a couple of yards on the play. As Bo Williams comes up, also Rodas trying to make that hit on the corner.
And number 24, Daniel Strauss, ends up making the tackle for the All Saints Cougars. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
It is a situation where the defensive ends are going to play a huge role trying to keep them between the tackles and contain, but they also want their linebackers to be able to flow freely to the football. 2nd down again and 8 yards to go. Handoff going up the middle and right into the waiting arms of the All Saints Cougars, and that was Gottlieb who just gobbled them up.
Terrific defensive play. Great defensive line play there.
So 3rd down and 8. So, other than that 15-yard penalty, the Warriors early have found the going tough.
All Saints defense looks like they're ready to go down.
They have this team pretty well scouted and prepared for, but you're dealing with a 6-1 team, and you're looking at some big dogs up in front. So we'll find out how this game goes. They've only got 17 players dressed, so we'll find out if those numbers are a factor later in this football game. Back to pass the football, going to roll on the outside, and he's not going to get to the line of scrimmage. There's nobody in the neighborhood, and he's going to have a penalty flag down. They're going to talk about it for a minute. You will see an intentional grounding here.
Shapinski did get the pass off. But, yes, there were no receivers within the vicinity, and Cougars all over him in the backfield.
So they do have a flag on the play. So what that will do is they throw a beanbag or make sure the flag is predicated where that pass was thrown, and the intentional grounding will be a 5-yard penalty from that spot with a loss of down.
Again, All Saints defense looking very good. As you alluded to just a moment ago, that first play of the game, we did have a pass interference, but were it not for that that contact, I believe the ball would have been intercepted anyway. All Saints defense looks ready and raring to go.
That is a great start. Twins back for the All Saints Cougars to return this kick. They should get great field position, and now trying the fake. And they're coming to the outside, and they actually get into the wide open area, and it looked like it should have been tackled in the backfield, and 3 missed tackles by the Cougars. It's a Kinde North Huron Warrior touchdown.
Wow. That is a 72-yard run for Dominic Stone-Cipher. That's 4th down. He's in the punting position. Looked like it was going to be blocked. That was not a planned fake. Stone-Cipher turns it upfield, breaks free. Unbelievable.
Well, 3 Cougars had him short of the line of scrimmage and all came up empty. So you obviously have an idea of the escapability and the way to elude tackles for Stone-Cipher.
Wow, what a turnabout right there. All Saints looked like they were just ready and pinning their ears back, and just like that, we have a new situation here.
As going for the conversion, trying to get to the corner, and getting there is Shapinski. Time out on the field with 9:55 left in the first quarter. Kinde North Huron 8. The All Saints Cougars nothing. Back in a moment on BCTV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs. Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Vincent, glad to have you along tonight. Producing, directing, and filming tonight is Nick Page, and that ball goes off the hands and finally gobbled up by Jeffrey Hartman, as that was an escapability again, as the first touch of the Cougars made that a live football after it went 10 yards, and that was heart-stopping for a second.
Yes, it certainly was. I'll tell you, the skinny on this game all week long was that it was going to be a good one, but you had to give before the game was played, you had to give the nose to All Saints. But it looks like Kinde came in here with a plan.
It's going to be interesting to see now if the All Saints Cougars can move the football. Wetter's back to throw. Not much there in the passing game, but in the running game, he's going to show you what he's capable of. He's going to slide forward down to the 34-yard line where he picks it up. He looked downfield, but instantly saw there was really not a lot there, Mike, so he just tucked it and got a huge chunk of real estate.
Gallup for 21 yards and an All Saints first down.
That's not a bad start for Jack Wetters, as again, Player of the Year, MLive Player of the Year in Division 4, both 23 and 24, and I would think that he's got a more than a fair chance of repeating again for the third time, which I don't know has ever happened. Lee T is not here tonight to confirm that, but I don't believe anybody would have ever won the Golden Helmet three times.
I've been watching for 30 years. I can't remember it happening either.
There's Wetters on the outside. He cuts back across the grade. He cuts past Mike. He's at the 5-4-3-2-1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. Anything you can do, I can do better.
All Saints, 2 offensive plays for 53 yards and all Jack Wetter yards there.
Well, we found out in a hurry what the All Saints Cougar plan is, and that is pound it down their throat, and Wetters made that look easy.
You were just mentioning the accolades of Jack Wetters. I've been thinking about that today. I've watched him play baseball and football for the last 2 years. We're looking at the best athlete in the county for the last 2 years.
He's unbelievable. Bo Williams on the outside trying to get to the corner, and he is going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Time on the field with 9:01 left in the first quarter. We've played 2 minutes and 59 seconds of the game, and we've got 2 touchdowns. It's going to be a barn burner.
Yes, it is.
Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, Wetters set to address the football again. There's a high, deep end over end kick going to be taken on the 13-yard line. Looks like Stone Cipher again is going to have his hands on the ball, and he's up over the 35 to about the 36-yard line before the Cougars bring him to the turf.
Wanted to finish my thought on Jack Wetters being the best athlete in the county. This is one of his last home games. Looks like they're going to have a home game next week against St. Charles. I understand the roster is a little thin, so that's a little up in the air. If they win their last 2 games, odds are they're going to have a home playoff game. But we're looking at the best athlete in the prime of his high school experience. You got to believe he's going to have the game of his life here tonight.
Well, he certainly is geared for success in any sport that he touches. As there's a handoff going up off of the right tackle by the running back number 10, Eli Deakins, and he picks up about 6 yards on the play.
Had to be taken down by number 80, Jonathan Rodas of All Saints. 5'10", 160 junior. He'll be back next year.
So not a ton of seniors on the All Saints Cougar team, but they are major contributors. And, of course, Drew Angieski unable to play. He got hurt in the third quarter of that first game. And
a senior, that's a tough one.
And you know what? I really feel like that was the point in the game that was the turning point where Deckerville started to play better. And just an unfortunate incident for that young man. He's hoping to be back for baseball, and we're wishing him nothing but the best. There we go up the middle again, and then you've got Deacons making a couple of people miss. So early on, the Warriors from Kinde North Huron are elusive as they're down to the 47-yard line of the Cougars.
They're making it pretty clear early on that the Warriors are not going to go away tonight. Cougars going to have to earn this one.
Well, when you lose a game 40-38, that suggests that even in week one, you're in that game right straight to the end.
Absolutely. And 6 straight wins. That's a team that doesn't like to lose and finds ways to win.
Again, though, I think late in the ball game is where All Saints will have their biggest advantage, because I think that a lot of these kids trying to play two ways, that they're going to wear out as the game goes on. And we'll find that out soon enough, as ball carrier on the play that time is Stone Cipher, and he is rocked near the line of scrimmage.
Big hit by number 12, Jack Wetters, playing both ways, of course.
But he has just got a nose for the football. I love to watch him. He's played hybrid safety. He's played linebacker. No matter where you put him on the field, he always ends up around the football.
Understands he flips hot dogs at halftime, too.
He can truly do anything and everything that needs to be done. And the job of the big dogs up in front on the defensive line are just to occupy the offensive lineman to allow him to flow freely to the football.
Good point. You can tell that All Saints Cougars, they're starting to get the hang of it, but they're having a little trouble with that counterplay, well run by the Kinde North Huron Warriors.
So Stone Cipher again goes after a low exchange for center. And really a good job by Shapinski to even get the ball to Stone Cipher. There's going to be a slight loss of about 1.5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 11 yards to go for the Warriors.
Number 2, Bo Williams on pursuit for the Cougars. Nice defensive play, caught him from behind and caught him in the backfield.
So again, you can't rest on your laurels when you've made 2 great plays on 1st and 2nd down, because late in that first drive on a 4th down is when they made the big play. So they've got to finish here on 3rd down and cause another punting situation and see if they can get their hands back on the football. Here comes the pressure, and that ball was thrown as Shapinski was running for his life away from the Cougar defense.
Good defensive coverage. Number 4, Gavin Akins in the vicinity, helping to break that play up. 4th and 11. This seems to be another strength for Kinde North Huron. Let's see what happens on this punt.
Well, Akins, they list him at 5'7", 125, and I would say pound for pound, that's as tough a kid as he's out there. Sure tackler. He'll get you around the ankles, and he'll take you and chop you down like a big sequoia. So another punting situation. They're going to get this one off. There's a high, deep kick. It is going to be taken at the 13-yard line on the return by Hartman. Hartman trying to come back to the near side. Not a lot of real estate. He coughs up the football at the 26-yard line.
How about that?
And it looks like Shapinski is going to recover that fumble.
The quarterback, Griffin Shapinski, pounced on the loose ball. And look at the Kinde North Huron Warriors. They're going to start at the All Saints 26 now.
Well, as very sure-handed Jeffrey Hartman uncharacteristically coughs that ball up, and boy, you just put yourself in great offensive field position just inside the 26-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
Very interesting. All Saints Cougars defense seems to have it in gear right now, but interestingly, having a big problem with 4th downs.
2 4th downs in a row have turned into big plays. Not good for them on either occasion. There is an easy holding call. As it's down and it's picked off, and this one could go coast to coast. And we got another flag, and that'll be post-possession for a blindside block.
Absolutely.
So it's going to come back, but the interception will stand. As as
It was number 4, Gavin Akins on the big pick. We were just talking about him, that 125-pounder. That's a real presence in the Cougars secondary.
So now what we're going to have is a pre and a post possession foul here. We're going to have to see how Jimmy Fertakis talks this over with the crew. Have to look at this as the potential for offsetting.
Really? Okay, I thought with the blind side block, that's after the interception, so I got to believe the Cougars do maintain possession. I'm going to say they're going to get it about the 31-yard line, but I will defer to your referee expertise.
This is interesting, and that's why they're all gathering right now. They're going deep into the referee thesaurus to cipher this out.
And I tell you, as they begin to figure this out, Coach Gust has got to be scratching his head right now. This early in the game, it seems like talent-wise, the Cougars are jumping out at you, and they should be up about 14-0 right now.
Well, they are showing you early on that they are the more talented team, but mistakes early on and very uncharacteristic ones have cost them. All right, here we go. So Jimmy's going to come over, Jimmy Fertakis. He's going to talk to Coach Gust, and he's going to say, we got this, and we got this, and this is how we're going to enforce it. Here we go. Holding offense declined. Now we're going to have a personal foul, blindside block against the Cougars on offense post-possession.
Yep. Cougars do maintain possession. Coach Gus draws a deep breath. And 5:12 left to go in this exciting first quarter.
Boy, I'll tell you, have we seen our share of big plays already in the first quarter, Mike?
Kinde up by 2 points, and it feels like all Saints should be up by 14 points.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the Cougar offense goes now after Wetter's going for 53 yards on 2 runs, how they're going to continue this, or if they're going to see if they can get somebody else involved. Here's a quick pitch to the outside, gaining the corner. It looked like Bo Williams with that nice run, and he's up to the 28-yard line, and that'll be enough to move the sticks. And I really think he's the X factor in this game tonight. As the safety on the team defensively, and as a running back and wide receiver, he's got great speed, great vision, and he just made a big play on the first down.
He did show that speed on the sidelines just now. 3 plays now for the All Saints offense, and they 30 yards, 52 yards, and 11 yards. That's not a bad average.
I would say that's a pretty good start. Williams on the outside uses a nice stiff arm, and he's going to have 15 or 20 yards of real estate.
And more.
He breaks the seam and just gets caught down at the ankle about the 42-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 41-yard line, but boy, they don't get that, and Bo Williams was long gone.
That was about a fingernail away from a house goal.
Now we've got, excuse me, Mike, we got a defensive player a little nicked up, and I'm trying to look and see what the number of that guy, defensive lineman, that's limping for North Huron. So we'll keep an eye on that because they're not real deep on the offensive and defensive line.
Right, and a young squad. North Huron, 6 freshmen, 9 sophomores, 5 juniors, and only 2 seniors. Young team.
So Wetters gets away from the pressure. He's downfield, and he gets tripped up too, just as he was ready to lay the lumber on a defensive back. But in the meantime, he picks up about 15 yards and is going to move the sticks again. Another 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
Shoestring tackle, sophomore number 54, Jason Jimkoski.
Boy, they've gotten 2 really, I call them fortuitous tackles, where they just got enough to trip up people that were ready to go the distance. Cougars inside the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Hartman in motion. He's going to get the ball on the jet sweep this way. And again, team speed. He's down to the 20, the 15, the 10. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown. He says, I'm going to make up for that fumble earlier.
And he did so. 28-yard scamper for Jeffrey Hartman. One of those juniors, one of those many juniors on the All Saints Cougars that are going to be back next year. 14 juniors on this squad.
Early on, I have seen the Cougars' ability to get outside the tackles on both sides. The defensive ends have not done a good job for North Huron early at contain. And so that's a huge plus for the Cougars. Let's see what they can do on the two-point conversion. Waters looks like he's easily into the end zone. Timeout on the field with 3:32 left of the first. 14-8 All Saints over Kinde. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on Bay County TV, Wetters is going to have a sore foot here from all the kickoffs. So now they try an onside kick, and that ball looks like it may have been gathered in by the Kinde North Huron team, as they're going to have excellent field position down at the 48-yard line.
Number 54, Jason Jimkowski, fielded the loose ball for the Warriors.
Oh, it'll again officially the 48-yard line. First and 10 for the Warriors from Kinde North Huron. Like to thank some of our great sponsors: Covenant Healthcare, Village in Action Towing, the All Saints Booster Club, Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider, and we'll get to some more here in just a minute. First down, as trying to get to the outside again and really negating the corner. Shapinski did not have any place to go trying to turn the corner, and a modest gain of just 1 yard for Kinde.
All Saints cornerbacks playing excellent contain. That was number 13, Brennan Pease, limiting the damage. Looks like second and a long 8 for the Warriors.
The Cougar defense, after the first couple of plays, Mike, has really started to shore things up defensively.
Yeah, the game plan isn't the problem. It's just a little funky things on fourth down that are happening.
Yep, take away fourth down, and they're in total control of this game. That could almost be a little offside here by the wide receiver on the near side.
And there you go.
And they're going to have an offside penalty on the Cougar defense. So, boy, when you're a defensive lineman, there just can't be any excuse in Week 8 to line up in the neutral zone. I didn't see anybody jump. I think that was an alignment issue. So another uncharacteristic mistake here in the first quarter for the Cougars.
That's interesting. Again, All Saints showing their athletic superiority right now, but they really are helping Kinde stay in this game.
As trying to come to the inside, and he was already at the line of scrimmage. He was not going to pass that football, but finally brought down by number 4, Gavin Akins. Very sure tackler up for the All Saints defense.
5'7", 125 senior animal. 1 interception and a hard tackle there, right there.
Well, and the thing is with him, too, is his textbook tackle is putting his helmet and shoulder pad right through your shins. So he will stick and wrap you. And I'll tell you, you take a couple of helmets off the shin during the game, and that may slow you down a tad.
One of those guys the coaches say weighs 125, and he plays about 180.
He definitely flies around the field. First and 10 for Kinde. Trying to come to the near side of the field, going back across the grain, and that was a dangerous pass. As coming up defensively was Gottlieb again. Gottlieb stayed home defensively and did not allow the quarterback, Shapinski, to roll back to the wide side of the field. Then a wild throw to the near side of the field. That could be the recipe for disaster.
Number 2, Bo Williams. Number 4, Gavin Akins on the coverage for the Cougars. Second and 10 for the Warriors. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter.
This first quarter has seen a whole lot of everything.
Sure has.
A handoff up the middle, and a great sure tackle again after a modest gain. The Cougar defense, Bo Williams stepping up this time on Deacons, the ball carrier, and he might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Excellent form tackle for Williams. You can tell that that tackle was mastered in the months of June and July this year.
He certainly when they have the ability to get their hands on you, they normally wrap you up very well, and they're able to finish. And not for a couple of mistakes early in this game, Kinde North Huron would have a big fat 0 on the board. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Cougars look like they're coming with some pressure. Handoff up the middle, and the freshman Stone Cipher, he gets thumped at the line of scrimmage. May have gotten forward for a yard on the play, but the Cougars are flying to the football.
Number 24, Daniel Strauss, makes that fine tackle for the Cougars.
So kind of in no man's land for North Huron. Really don't gain a lot from a punt, so you think that they're going to go for it, but 4th and 7 is certainly a lot of real estate to pick up.
I tend to think so. They showed their cards a little bit with that very early in the game onside kick. I think you can tell that Kinde knows that they're the underdog tonight, so they're gonna take their chances.
Trying to roll to the outside, trying to get a late pitch, and the first person misses, but the rest of the cavalry is there and stops well short of the first down marker. And I'll tell you, the Cougar defense is laying the wood right now.
Terrific team defense there. Led by who else? Number 4, Gavin Akins.
Young Gavin Akins, probably the smallest guy on the field. He's not afraid to stick his nose in and mix it up.
It's the first time I've seen him play, and I can tell after this last 9 minutes that this kid loves to play football.
There's a $1.07 left in our first quarter of play. The Cougars on top 14-8 with their 3rd possession of this football game.
Kinde has done nothing to stop the All Saints offense. As we said in the pregame, this offense is rolling. They are peaking right now at the exact right time to peak during the season.
Well, and they're going to come back with the jet sweep again. Williams cannot get away from the pursuit this time. And that is Deacons with a great open field tackle.
And you can tell the North Huron Warriors do have some athletes on their team. Eli Deacons Jr. and played good contain. Kinde might have figured something out. We'll see.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen for that, Mike. They're going to run that formation again, and they're going to pull it out of the belly of Williams, and you're going to see Wetters go to the wide side of the field with all the defense coming this way, and he's going to go for something really big.
I think that's a great call. You just did call it.
They just faked it. There goes Wetters down the field. Huge chunk of real estate back across the grain, down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line, and it'll be, they're going to rule him. What do we got? A penalty flag down back near the first down marker. And that will negate a big run for the All Saints Cougars.
Yeah, that was another 22 yards for Wetters.
That was a holding call, and that will be a spot foul. So not quite as substantial a penalty. You'll replay 2nd down from virtually where it was at before. So when that penalty happens across the line of scrimmage, It's a spot foul. So it will be 2nd down and about 11 yards to go with 21 ticks left. The Cougars do not have to run a play here at the end of the first quarter if they choose not to.
Tell you, All Saints up 14-8, but Kinde getting every single break they need to stay in this game.
Wetters back, and the big mitts defensively of Szymanski. Number 50 knocks it to the ground with 6 ticks left, so it'll be 3rd and long. I believe that is the first pass attempted by the All Saints Cougars tonight.
Yes, it is, Jeff. Wetters' first attempt in the air. And I got to believe we're going to see a lot more than the next 3 quarters.
Well, and again, the biggest, tallest defender, that number 50 defensively, Szymanski, got the big mid up in the
impressive.
air. 3rd down. Wetters back. He's getting away from the first line. He's going to throw one downfield, and it looked like the wide receiver settled down, and if he just continues to roll down the field, he's got an easy touchdown. Wetters wishes he had that back, but there's miscommunication there. He led the receiver, who looked like he just settled into a spot.
Yes, he did. That was Jeffrey Hartman. A little miscommunication with Wetters. And again, another missed opportunity. All Saints up by 6 at the end of the first quarter, but Kinde still in it.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at BayCountySportsHOF.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
Back on BCTV as the All Saints Cougars will have a 4th and 11. Wetters back. And the exchange is there. Wetters booms one down. And that takes a great roll. And did that ball touch Stonecipher?
So. For a second I did. Referee's not going to call it, though. Kinde does maintain possession.
Boy, that ball looks like it could have continued to roll. The only reason that they would have jumped on it, and that was Loria, is if he thought that that ball was touched and he wanted to get it down, it could have probably rolled another 8-10 yards.
Ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line for the Warriors.
1st and 10, Kinde. And you're right, Mike. Kinde's got to find themselves very fortunate to be in this game.
Yeah, they have gotten literally every break there was to get in that first quarter.
Well, we're going to find out what tells in the time of the final 3 quarters of football. Trying to get to the outside. Deacons has really got stymied again at the line of scrimmage. A whole lot of people flowing to the football.
And that's number 12, Big Jack Wetters, making his mark on defense as well as offense tonight.
Well, P's also in on that tackle. Number 13, that might be the first time we've called his name tonight.
It is.
He's a big, lanky defensive corner.
6'1", 145 junior.
So nice to see again contributions coming from the juniors as well. Modest 3-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 7 for Kinde North Huron. Motion coming to the near side of the field. Penalty flag down. False start on the offense. That 5-yard penalty will make it 2nd down and a long 12-yard to go situation. And again, those unforced penalties really change your playbook, and they really slow that playbook down from 12 pages down to about a page and a half.
Yeah.
You've got 12 yards plus to go for the first.
Yeah, that's a strong All Saints Cougars defense, and they sure don't need Kinde's help, and Kinde's giving it to them.
Again, a single back again. Motion coming to the near side of the field. Handoff going right up the middle. And Deacons gets some yardage, but I'll tell you, coming up laying the wood again, Gavin Akins wasn't the first contact, but he made his presence felt.
Yes, he did. And number 58, Gary Gottlieb on the finish.
So they're going to give him a 4-yard gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Another 3rd and long situation offensively for the Warriors from Kinde North Huron.
And I got to believe Coach Gust is gritting his teeth now as we get to 3rd and 4th down.
He's like, first 2 downs, and maybe some of the 3rd down ones are easy, but it's that late 3rd and 4th down stuff that we got to worry about. Split backs in the backfield. Trying to come to the near side of the field. And
great defense.
Absolutely shut down by the Cougar defense.
And again, that's number 58, Gary Gottlieb at the bottom of the pile for the Cougars.
Henry Essex in on that head again. And Henry is moved from fullback to offensive center as well as playing defensive end. So after that week 1 injury, Essex took a few weeks to get back and get healthy, but he's a major contributor now that he's back and doing well.
It's a tribute to the program that you can lose such an important guy as they lost and be able to fill that spot.
Just get away from that and let it go. Bo Williams tries to pick it up, and he might have gained a couple of yards, and that late hit coming from Kinde North Huron just blasted his own Prill. Logan Prill he's coming off the field very gingerly right now. He took a shoulder pad and a helmet to his head, and he's a little ouchy right now as he goes to the sidelines. Another 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars.
Cougars starting at their own 39-yard line. And I've been dying to say this name, the tackle made by the Warriors' Andrew Funky Cold Zadina.
I tell you, it reminds me of a song, but we'll spare you, brother.
I used to know all the words to that song.
Oh, yes. Quick pitch to the outside, trying to get to the outside, fighting a little crease is Bo Williams. And he says, I can't get around you. I'm just going to run through you. Number 2 on number 2 there, Mike.
Yep, Griffin Shapinski, the quarterback, takes a big hit on defense.
And a Cougar down behind the play. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Here is where the next generation is born. But we're also the birthplace of innovation, advanced treatments, second chances, and hope. At Covenant Healthcare, we're the most preferred health system because of the trust we have built across generations. And our leadership continues with the next generation. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Tone and Mike Wisdala to Mike Vincent, the other Mike tonight. It's auto and matic mode that I was in. I know Nick Page is upstairs for sure. It's
I'm
good to have you,
tally
brother.
how many times you do that tonight, Jeff.
I'm one and done.
And I'm flattered every time you do it.
Here is Jack Wetters, the running back. He bangs forward for a gain of about 10 yards on the play, and he's going to move the sticks, and with rarefied exception, the Cougars are just eating up huge chunks of real estate. They'll only give them 9 on the play.
Yes, and you can tell Jack Wetters is going to be that's going to stick in their craw all night long. And it's nothing to say bad about Kinde there. Jack Wetters is going to be a hard person for anybody to stop on the field.
He is making the most of this. There's a great move up the middle by the running back, McNary, who is most generally just a wide receiver. So they put him in the backfield, and he's like, hey, it's senior night, time for me to make some plays.
And I don't know if you saw this, Jeff, but there was a loose ball there. He dropped that and was lucky to pounce on that ball again.
That's all the Cougars would have needed after all the other things that have gone wrong to have that happen.
Very fortunate break for the Cougars.
1st and 10 with 8 and 15 and counting left in the first half. Williams, the single back. He's going to roll to the wide side of the field. He's just able to get around the corner, picks up the first down and more, leads the way. He's down and into the end zone. I haven't seen an indication
yes, they did.
yet.
Touchdown, All Saints.
All Saints Cougar touchdown. Boy, about the 7-yard line, he dropped the head and shoulders and just put the lumber hit on a defender from Kinde, North Huron, who wanted nothing to do with it.
Williams pinballed for about 8 yards to get in that end zone. He would not be denied.
So another huge chunk of real estate. We sound like broken records, Mike, but just great consistency on the offense tonight.
Yes, clearly rolling. As we mentioned in the pregame, I think I mentioned it once already in this game, scored 140 points, and they're well on their way to another big number.
Wetters back, and that quick flip to the outside to Bo Williams, probably the most sure-handed on the team. The 2-point conversion is good. Time on the field with 8 and 2 left in our first half, 22-8. The All Saints Cougars on top. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spiritwear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spiritwear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
Back here on Bay County TV, after spotting the Kinde North Huron 8. 22 unanswered points have gone on the board. And that ball is going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And one of three options are going to happen. They're probably not going to opt the ball at the 20-yard line. They can take it at the 35-yard line or a re-kick, and I believe they're going to take the ball at the 35.
Most teams do. It looks like the Warriors are lining up to start at the 35-yard line. And now you can sense that the All Saints Cougars really are starting to take control midway through this second quarter.
The person I'm going to watch right now is Logan Prill. He took that big hit off the end of that last series, and I want to see, he's kind of a little gimpy right now, so he's less than 100% on the offensive line, and if he can't get to the next level to engage, I think that's another advantage for the All Saints Cougars, but they're going to go with them because they figure that there is a shift in talent. Trying to get the ball up the middle is Deacons, and he's got 4 Cougars all over him as soon as he gets to the line of scrimmage.
Number 13, Brennan Pease leading the way.
So Pease with a couple of nice tackles here on the last 2 series as he's making his presence felt.
He's got 3 so far in this first half.
Still looking on the sidelines at Rodas. Has not come back into the game and has been playing some defense, but I think that they're going to make certain that he's okay to go, and he might not see action till the second half if he comes back at all. But Sean Sullivan down there, the trainer extraordinaire, he didn't even pay me to say that.
That guy is good. it is really like having a weapon on the sideline.
He's done amazing things over a long time as Deacons gets the carry again and a very modest gain on the play as the chunk plays have not come tonight for Kinde North Huron.
Yeah, terrific shoestring tackle by Bo Williams. Cougars defense starting to get stingy now.
3rd down and 7 yards to go. Again, a resounding theme, 3rd and medium and 3rd and long for the Kinde offense.
At some point, you gotta believe the defense gets together and say, okay, this isn't who we are.
We're going to get this. Yep, we're going to get this stop, and we're going to get the ball back and see if they can put another score on the board. And plus, Mike, they get the ball to start the second half. The Cougars, if they can get a stop here and get another score, are really going to be taking charge of the game. Trying to roll down the field right now to make things happen. We might have a little hold against the play, and that is close enough to the first down marker. I believe that the All Saints Cougars are going to take that penalty and make it 3rd and long, because I don't think you want to give up a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 4 situation to a team when you can push them way back and make that decision a little bit tougher.
And I think you are right there, Jeff. They are going to take that penalty. That was number 58, Gary Gottlieb, on pursuit again.
And see, some people said, Jeff Doan, you probably are as smart as a head coach. I don't even think close to that. The law of average catches up with me, and once in a while, head coach thinks the same way I do.
Well, I think you're being modest there, Jeff. I think I've heard you be more right than not.
Well, we have had many decades to try and hone our craft, but 3rd down now and 8.
If you watch 20 or 30,000 football games, you pick things up, don't you?
Something does happen. Trying to go with a little bit of a reverse play to the outside and blowing a shoe out there, trying to cut back across the grain is number 22, Stone Cipher, as he really had the outside cut off. I don't think that the dew is really gathered on the field. I just think that he used the wrong foot to try and cut back across the grain, and his feet went out.
I do think you're correct on that. It was a fine open field tackle by number 2, Bo Williams. Touchdown on offense, 3 tackles on defense so far in this first half.
So Bo is back farther than I would be, but he's going to get the ball, and he's going to have 15 yards to go before anybody even touches him. He rolls down the field. He's down the sidelines, down to the 20, the 15, the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's an All Saints Cougar touchdown.
And make that 2 touchdowns for Bo Williams. That was a 70-yard return to add to his total so far tonight.
Boy, he got that one block to get around the corner. I could not tell who was coming. I think it was big number 74, and he was just like a choo-choo train coming to the corner, but the choo-choo train ran out of steam before he got to Bo Williams, and Bo ran to daylight and went untouched into the end zone.
And I didn't see Williams' eyes, but I could just tell those eyes popped wide open when he saw that hole open up near the 45-yard line.
So now he's going to catch his breath by holding for an extra point as Wetters, the last time we were here, kicked one into the neighbor's yard. We almost had to stop the game, but we had to back up football so we could continue on with the game while somebody went around the neighborhood and found the pigskin.
I love that.
Time out on the field with 5:27 left in the first half. 29-8. The All Saints Cougars on top over the Kinde North Huron Warriors. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Back here on Bay County TV, Wetters set to kick off. He's going to have a sore foot here by the end of the first half. That ball takes a big hop and is picked up at the 32-yard line by one of the upbacks. That is Zadina, and he gets back to about the 36-yard line before he's hit by the Cougars. Looks like number 17, Backus, with the initial hit. We're going to spot that ball down officially at the 36. At that point, it will be 1st and 10 for Kinde North Huron. And the Cougars have made some very nice adjustments defensively.
Yes, they have. They really have started to take control of this game. Nip and tuck there for about a quarter and a half, but you sense that All Saints really is finding their groove right now.
It is a fine groove that they are in as Kinde North Huron. This is almost essential that they get points on the board. They're going to throw that ball downfield, and that ball nearly intercepted. Akins has been sniffing that football quite a bit tonight.
That's right. I got a piece of that one. Really was well covered by the All Saints secondary, too.
They were not fooled by the play action.
Right. And yet still a pretty good throw, and there was a chance there, too.
So when you're trying to throw the ball downfield and there's one white jersey and 3 blue ones, I don't really like the odds.
That's right.
I'm Kinde.
I tried to split 3 defenders there.
And you can't split those hairs. So 2nd down and 10. I got to believe they're going to try and come back to a run right now as the Cougars are really crowding the line of scrimmage. And looks like they got that ball. It looked for a minute like Shapinski tried to pull that ball back. They're lucky that ball wasn't fumbled. Deacons was able to hold on to it, and he lost maybe a half a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 10 as the Cougars come up with another big play.
Number 24, Daniel Strauss, with his 4th tackle of this first half.
Boy, again.
In the old days, they used to call that a crossbuck, that play.
Well, they're lucky that didn't end up on the ground, and there was nothing but a lot of Cougars around that football. So see if the Cougars defense can come up with another big play here on 3rd and 10. Trying to roll downfield,
nice
and that pass is completed. But, hey, we're not playing in the Canadian Football League. You don't have the extra 5 yards on the sideline. He ran out of real estate, and it's going to be 4th down and 6 yards to go. They'll call it 4th and 5 as he maybe just got over that 40-yard line. But, boy, I almost think this is a spot in the ball game where they cannot afford to just give the ball back by punting it.
Just thinking the same thing, Jeff. 29-8, and Kinde right now is in a position where they could let this get out of hand. So, yeah, they are going for it.
This is
4th and 6.
Early in the game, a real key play of the game for Kinde North Huron. And then you predicate that with a 3 slap to the head, false start off of your right side tackle. And you know what? You can go, how can you do that? And then say, okay, if you've ever played the game, you go to the line of scrimmage, and you've got a lot of things on your mind, only one of which is the snap count instead of where's my primary responsibility. I want to get that block. I want to make it a spring for a big play, and now you got 4th down and 10. They're going to have to punt the football away. And now they're going to try and fake it again, and they don't even get back to the line of scrimmage as Essex just gobbled up the kicker. As that kicker again is Stonecipher. He wasn't able to make that happen like he did on the first touchdown of the game.
I think the All Saints Cougars special teams got a little talking to after that first quarter, and they're shutting it down right now. Number 40, Henry Essex, with his first tackle for the Cougars.
And then we have a sideline warning also against Kinde North Huron, as that is not a penalty, but the next time it happens, it will be a yardage penalty. So, and if it happens a third time, then you've got 15 yards. If it happens a fourth time, the coach goes bye-bye.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
That is something that they better have a get-back coach and fix that in a hurry. 1st and 10 for the All Saints Cougars. The Cougar train is rolling. Wetters back to pass. He's got all day to pass. Now he's going to slide forward, breaks through a couple of tackles, finishes strong right near that first down mark, and he gets up in a hurry. And the last person to get up is Hortetsky, and he's like, holy moly, the 643 just ran me over.
Wetters does not look like a fun player to tackle. He used to describe that as a bowling ball with butcher knives.
He has got finishability, if there is such a word. Second down and a short one. They only give him 9 on the play, but kind of the playbook wide open right now. Hand off to the outside, turning the corner again. You can just tell by the way he's running that that's the big Bo Williams train.
Bo Williams starting to find his groove now for the Cougars. 77 yards, 2 touchdowns on offense, approaching 100 yards already in this first half.
I'm trying to think back. Somebody early in the game thought that he might be the unsung hero in this game.
Wow, he is definitely making his presence known in Week 8.
He has done it all on both sides of the football, and he had a pickoff that they ended up disallowing. So he's had a whale of a first half, as most of the rest of the Cougars have as well. 3:55 left in our first half of play. McNeary in motion. They're going to flip the ball to him on the outside. He is wide open. Cuts back across the grain. He's into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown. Boy, don't they make it look easy when they're rolling,
They
Mike?
really are starting to. 35 points already in this first half, on pace for another 70-point week. All Saints Cougars.
35 unanswered points after giving up the first 8.
Wow.
They have just been something special. Bo Williams will hold right now as Wetters, the Thunderfoot, will attempt the extra point. It's a high snap. Bo Williams does a nice job of getting that down. The extra point is up and good. Time out of the field with 3:48 left of the first half. 36-8, the Cougars over the Warriors. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Covenant Healthcare is leading the way in orthopedics with next-generation robotic-assisted joint replacements, advanced expertise for trauma injuries, and personalized sports medicine care, so you stay one step ahead. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Vincent.
All right.
We're going to get it right. Nick Page producing, directing, and filming upstairs. There's Thunderfoot with a high end-over-end kick. Stonecipher back at his own 12-yard line trying to come forward. The ball's down on the ground. And did Stonecipher have that thing just fortuitously bounce right back into his chest?
Another very, very important break for the Kinde North Huron Warriors to stay in this game. Terrific special teams tackle by number 17, Jack Backus, knocked that ball loose.
So after doing a lot of things roughly early on in this game, they've not only fixed everything, they have turned this into a dominant first half after a few mistakes early on.
It went from being a barn burner thriller to all of a sudden, holy cow, how good is this All Saints team?
Yeah, this is a wow factor rest of the first half after the first 2 minutes.
It is worth repeating, All Saints is sitting at 5-2 on the season right now, and they're really knocking it to a 6-1 Kinde North Huron team.
Yeah, I mean, you're not looking at just another group of kids as the defense for the Cougars just shuts down Shafinsky again. As the Cougars are not allowing anybody around the corner. That was Essex with the tackle. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13. Another negative play for the Cougar defense.
Now, I don't know if we mentioned this in the pregame, but I think it is worth mentioning right now. If All Saints does hang on today, and it looks like they're going to, they do clinch a playoff spot. And if they win 2 games, if they win next week also, it's looking like a home game, so they could be back at this field one more time in the playoffs.
Another loss of a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 14. The Cougars take their first time out of the half. We'll take one as well and be back in a moment on Bay County TV. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Back here on Bay County TV, 3rd down in an eternity. 14 yards to go for the Warriors from Kinde, North Huron. And looks like we're going to have a false start on the offense and backing them up 5. Now, Mike, we talked during the break. Look at this stat right here. Young people are starting to make mistakes for Kinde.
Yeah. Again, 2 excellent teams, and I want to point out and compliment the youth of Kinde North Huron. 6 freshmen, 9 sophomores, 5 juniors. This is a team that's sitting at 6-1 and a very, very young team, and they're playing against a lot of juniors and seniors.
So you're saying watch out for them for the next 2 to 3 years. Indeed. Yep. They're going to be heard from, but boy, they're not liking what they're hearing tonight from the All Saints Cougars. 3rd down and almost 20, trying to go right up the middle.
Wow.
It looks like Deacon's got about 2 or 3 yards, and McNary defensively just slammed the door and said, you'll take a short gain, and that's all you're going to get.
Big tackle by number 5, Dorian McNary.
I'm surprised that the Cougars didn't opt to take another timeout here and preserve some time on the clock, but they're still going to get the ball back with about 2 minutes left and probably around midfield and have an opportunity to put another score on the board before the half. So there's a low kick, and Williams is going to come up and take that. And they're saying that his knee was down at the 46-yard line, but again, you cannot hurt the plus. Ouch. And look at 74 again. Yeah. He almost looks like he's got a mini groin injury the way he's gingerly walking off the field.
Yeah, I could tell when he was trying to cover that kickoff return. Not feeling good, and they do have kind of a thin bench over there for the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, and he's to the sideline right now, and he's in pain. He hasn't been the same since he took that shot here late in the first quarter on the far sideline. So they obviously have got to replace him, but he looks like one of the key cogs on that team, and they're going to have to do without him for a period of time. The way he's walking, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't make it back tonight.
Yeah.
1st down and 10 with 2 and 12 left in the first half. And that is going to be back. Wetters is going to throw that ball deep
he's got him.
Field.
Yeah!
Perfectly dot to dot. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown. Hand off to Hartman for the direct snap. Then he flicks it back to Wetters, who just let it fly.
That was, nice little Division 8 All Saints Cougar flea flicker.
And I'm trying to see if that pass was complete. Was it Pease out there that got the touchdown?
That was number 2, Bo Williams. His 3rd touchdown of the first half.
I think Mr. Doan said that he was going to have a huge game tonight. I think he must have been listening early on. So 40, this will be for the 43-8. And they'll seal it off. The kick is up and
just misses.
It was a little bit high on the exchange. The extra point is no good. Time out of the field with 2:03 left. So the Cougars just needed one play offensively to go 46 yards and stick it in the end zone for a 42-8 lead. And they still have 2 timeouts left here in the first half. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Vincent, glad to have you along. Nick Page producing, directing, and filming tonight. Wetters set to kick off for the upteenth time in this game. There's a high short kick, and that is taken by Deacons. He gets up to about the 45-yard lines, and he got Jack Wettered as he got to the 47-yard line. And the Deacons' path to the end zone stopped abruptly.
5 tackles in this first half on defense for Wetters. Touchdown and about 65 yards rushing offense on offense.
Wow. That was just a very finalizing, finishing tackle that time. He kicks off, and he's kind of the safety person, and he saw him get through the first wave, and he goes, this is where the party ends, as Deacons was lucky to hang on to the football.
In our last break, I asked you what his favorite sport was, and you surprised me when you said baseball. And I know he was good at baseball, but boy, he sure plays this game like he adores it too.
He does adore this game, and I'm not saying that football might not be his best game, but I think the college prospects are looking at him as a baseball player as either a catcher or converting him into a first baseman.
Oh, terrific.
So, and he hits the ball a ton, so... And when you look at what college is he going to go to, doesn't matter. Any college you go to that'll pay for your college education is a great college.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got some big-time opportunities and offers, and including an opportunity from an Ivy League school, which we all know the dollars that you have to invest to get into one of those schools. So his GPA is off the charts, too, which helps.
He's sitting at a terrific spot in life.
That ball overthrown. Is that our Aikens?
Yes, it is. I know, that's Williams again.
Heading down the field, he wants to be in All Saints. Cougar touchdown! Wow. He just 4 touchdowns in the first half. And
interceptions.
He's actually had 3. They took the first one away from him. So he almost went for the natural hat trick here in the first half.
Wow. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. What a night for Bo Williams.
Shapinski, the junior, really did not make a good throw there. And with it 48-8, the attempt for extra point again. Williams down catching his breath. All he's got to do is catch the ball and put it down now. And now that ball is down. He says, I'll just have to run it near the end zone. He gets stopped at the 1-yard line. You can't add that to the resume. Everything else is there, though. Timeout on the field with 56 ticks left in the first half. Where we're sitting right now, we're going to start the second half with the running clock. 48-8. All Saints all over Kinde North Huron. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Back here on Bay County TV, after spotting 8 points to start the game, the Cougars with 48 unanswered points. And that kickoff is going to be bobbled but taken by Deacons on the fly. Penalty flag down. This one's going to come back. And the penalty flag occurred. The flag ended up at the 37. It looked like maybe around the 32 or 3 that they're going to back this up and then count off 10 as an illegal block in the back took place.
Yeah, that is block in the back territory there.
So now the first question the White Hat says, is the flag in a good spot? If he got the flag down very close to the spot, then they're going to go 10 yards from that spot and back it up. Fortunately, in varsity football, though, the clock does not start until the first snap of the football on a change of possession.
I tell you, Jeff, I've watched football since 1974, so 51 years, and sitting next to you, I learn about 10 new things every time I do.
Well, I appreciate that, but again, between us, we have seen a whole lot of football, and the fact that you get to officiate helps things out a lot as well, as it'll be first down. And I don't even think they want to try putting the ball in the air again. And that ball carrier is Deacons, and he is going to be looking for an ice bath as soon as he gets back to North Huron. He got blasted again by a trifecta of defenders.
Led by number 24, nuclear hit from Daniel Strauss. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors.
The Cougars are definitely hitting on all cylinders right now. They're reading the play. The offensive linemen are not occupying and getting to the second level, and the linebackers are flowing free to the football, and they are finishing with authority.
I'm thinking ahead a few weeks, but this is impressing me as a very interesting-looking playoff team right now.
They just want to get one last playoff before the end of the half. There's a hold, but it won't matter as a loss on the play at the end of our first half of play. It's the All Saints Cougars 48 and Kinde North Huron Warriors 8. We'll be back in a moment. We'll recap the first half, set the stage for the second half right here on BCTV.
How's married life? Are you ready to have a baby? Baby, baby. How about that baby? Ooh. I'm not getting any younger.
When you are ready. With the only neonatal intensive care unit in the Great Lakes Bay region, Covenant is the safest place for your delivery. Go to mycovenantbaby.com.
Back at our Bay City All Saints Booster Club halftime show, Jeff Doan and Mike Vinson along. The Cougars spotted a quick 8 early and responded with 48 unanswered first half points.
Yes, very interesting first half of the first quarter. You kind of started wondering how long the bad luck was going to last, but All Saints did take control in that second quarter, and they're rolling now.
As this half rolled on, even early on, you saw the multitude of mistakes that the Cougars made. It was pretty evident early on who the more talented team was.
Yeah, you did sense it was just a matter of time, and a couple of guys named Jack Wetters and Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, what a game so far.
Everything he touched, and you look at his first half stats, and then he had an interception that they took back away early on in the first quarter as well. So, I mean, looking at the way that they just took huge chunks of real estate on virtually every offensive play, and they got stingy defensively after the first series.
4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So far, first half MVP, number 2, Bo Williams.
Normally, guys don't get that in 4 quarters of football. To be able to do that in 2 quarters of football, he's had a first half to remember the rest of his life.
I played 4 years at Novi High School, go Wildcats, and I didn't have 4 touchdowns in 4 years.
Not just in one game, not in 4. So it really was a dominating fashion first half, and I can't wait to see what the second half brings, because the adjustments the Cougars made on defense shut down a team that had won 6 straight games offensively, and after that first 8 points they got on the board, I don't think they got more than about 40 yards of offense the rest of the half.
I got one word to describe the All Saints offense, and it is firing. I have one word to describe the defense. It is swarming.
It is all of the above. They've had a great first half. That about puts the wraps on our Bay City All Saints Cougar halftime show. The Booster Club sponsors that halftime show. Back for all the second half action in just a moment on BCTV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
We
We couldn't do this without you.
We couldn't do this without you.
We couldn't do this without you.
Back and ready to rock here for the second half. I'd like to thank our great sponsors tonight. Covenant Healthcare, Village and Action Towing, and the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, Sandlot Sports, Frank's Great Outdoors, and the All Saints Booster Club. Thank you all as the Cougars get the ball on the 27-yard line. Trying to roll upfield, a couple of broke tackles, trying to get around the corner. And down to the 40-yard line goes Loria on the return. Almost looked like a face mask. Must have grabbed onto the shoulder pad, but the clock continues to roll now as we'll be in a running clock situation here in the second half as long as we've got a 35 or more point differential.
That was a very determined run by number 36, Jackson Loria. Broke about 4 tackles to fight his way into Warrior territory.
They just, every button that they've pushed since that first drive has turned magical. Up to the line of scrimmage they come.
As I alluded to, Jeff, in the first half, it's the first time I've seen the All Saints Cougars this year, and they look like a very, very interesting playoff team to me as far as making a deep run this year.
McNary's trying to get to the outside, and he breaks a couple of tackles. He's able to get at least a yard of positive out of that. And he had to run 30 yards and get away from 8 tackles to do it, though.
And even though it was just about a yard and a half gain, that's one of those things that's making me say this is a very interesting team because every single guy is as close to 100% as you can get. Every single run is everything they've got.
And McNary, since the last time that we watched them, has converted into a running back from a wide receiver. So they're deep in both positions. Here comes Bo around the corner. He's got a head of steam. He splits the seam again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. It's another All Saints Cougar touchdown.
42 more yards for number 2, Bo Williams. And now he's up to 137 yards on the day. What a game for Bo Williams. My goodness.
5 touchdowns. Do you think he wants to become the player of the week?
This is one of those games in 50 years he's going to be telling his grandson on his knee about this game tonight. The grandson will look at him like, no way, Grandpa.
He's going to look at him and say, that's better than Al Bundy. So
no way you did that, Grandpa.
When you can outscore Al Bundy, you've really done something special. 9:54 left in the game. The attempt for the extra point. It's a little bit low. And they're going to flip that ball back. Guess who's going to walk into the end zone? Bo says, I'm not real familiar with the end zone. Let's just touch it for the 6th time tonight.
Just like Coach Gus drew it up on the board this Monday.
And time out of the field, maybe for the last time in this game because the next score will be super clock. It's 56-8 Cougars on top. Back in a moment on BCTV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on BCTV, Jeff Doan, Mike Vincent, glad to have you along. Big number 54 with the mitts on, Jipkowski.
Yeah, Jason Jipkowski, good hands for a big guy.
He's a big fella, says, hey, it's about time I get my hands on the football. I'm normally just a blocking machine. And the clock continues to roll once again now. It's for the first time in the second half, the Kinde North Huron Warriors come out to see if they were able to make any adjustments at the halftime to see if they can find some creases in this Cougar defense.
Yes, Cougar defense is really coming into their own right now in this game, pinning their ears back and looking ferocious from the second quarter on.
Well, and Pease has really been one of the new players that I hadn't seen.
Look out!
That ball is picked up by Essex. He's going to ramble into the end zone.
That?
Another All Saints Cougar touchdown.
A 40-yard ramble for Henry Essex.
Wow. I don't know. I'm almost speechless at this point to see 62 unanswered points in this football game.
And I can't stress this enough. The Kinde North Huron Warriors are 6-1. Obviously, they're going to be 6-2, but this is a good team that All Saints is looking their very best at.
Well, they lost by 2 points in their first game and have not lost until tonight since then. Essex, though, after rambling 40 yards, he's got to catch his breath so he can make a clean exchange here. That one's a little high, but much better. Ball is up, it's kicked, and it's all the way back to the fence, but I think it stayed in the yard.
It did stay in the yard, yep.
We won't say timeout because there is a super running clock right now, 8:12 and counting. We'll be back in a moment, and there'll be about 7.5 when we come back on BCTV.
Wow. There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here on Bay County TV as the All Saints Cougars get ready to kick off. Another short kick that is down, and the Cougars may have their hands on that football.
That's number 4. Gavin Akins recovered the loose ball. All Saints are going to take it back again at about the Warriors' 38-yard line.
You know, and it's not even an onside kick. He's just squib kicking the ball, and they could not pick it up clean. I believe that was Zadina that tried to pick that ball up and just couldn't do it cleanly. And you could just see the body language for the Warriors is very, very demoralized right now.
Yep, and you can certainly understand that. Gavin Akins comes in like lightning in the special teams.
So Akins is another one of those kids on both sides of the ball that have been able to make an impact in this game. First down and 10. Looks like a new quarterback in, and that is an exchange issue. That looks like Sawyer.
Yep, Sawyer Eager, number 34.
So he gets an opportunity as he, off a kind of a broken play, picks up 5 yards on the play. Second down and 5.
Spun down by number 82, Preston Horetsky of the Warriors.
So they said, hey, you know, Sawyer Eager is a good player, but he gets to that spot a step slower than his predecessor. So they were able to corral him with only a 5-yard gain, one of the short gains for the Cougars tonight.
And All Saints Cougars in a really, really good position. I'm looking ahead to the playoffs now, and now's the time where as many guys as he can get in there, he's going to get in there because you want all these cylinders firing in 2 weeks.
Well, you want meaningful reps for every player on your team, but you also want to get your starters out who have played plenty and keep them healthy for the last week. So great to have the depth on your team to be able to substitute and make changes. And Jack Wedder's sitting over talking to Sean Sullivan right now going, hey, had a pretty good night so far. My foot hurts from kicking off so much, but other than that, it's all great. That is Sawyer with another botched snap from center, but he's able to corral it. But you see 4 white Warrior shirts coming up out of the stack to bring Sawyer Eager down. So it'll be third down and about 11 yards to go for the All Saints Cougars. Clock moving with 4:40 and counting in a super running clock here in the third.
Yep, that was number 54, Jason Jimkowski, making his mark on this game for the Warriors, assisted by number 10, Eli Deakins.
And you remember we talked earlier about that big number 74. I have not seen him back in the game. I think he had a slight groin and no sense in him trying to play. As a couple of fumbles again, as the Cougars, now the ground may be starting to get a little bit damp out there, as Loria tried to reel that one in. Another loss on the play, back to the 47. It'll be fourth down and about 18 yards to go for the Cougars.
Coach Gus clearly calling off the dogs in this third quarter. And again, getting key reps in for everybody on the team.
You know, and kids will always be able to remember this, too. When you can get a quarter and a half of football in, it's a great thing. Wetters comes back in, see if he can put a bruising on that right foot just a little bit more. Oh, he tries to go Australian rules there for a minute.
That was interesting.
And he kicked that thing down. It's going to roll down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4-yard line. So, that was quite the kick.
That was a 51-yard punt for Wetters.
What a great job that time, as the All Saints Cougars can do no wrong.
I'm wondering if the powers that be at Brown University might say, you know, this guy could play 2 different games for us.
He might be a 2-sport athlete, indeed. As they're trying to get some bodies onto the field right now so that they can count to 8. Now they've got 8 players out there. But again, with the super running clock, even at the change of possession, the clock continues to roll down to 2:40 and counting, left in a briskly played third quarter.
And again, my mind is on the playoffs in a few weeks, and the talk of the town seems to be they're going to square off against Brown City. That's not for certain yet, but it's being projected, which should be an interesting matchup. Brown City 5-2 right now, and probably going to be 6-2 after tonight. And again, if All Saints runs the table, wins both of their home games, the odds are heavily in their favor that they'll be right back here at this beautiful old school stadium, which I just love.
Well, and no games other than Friday night next week and potentially a Friday night or Saturday the following week. This field at this time of the season is in the best shape it's probably ever been since I started coming here. It looked like Deacon's trying to get around the corner, and he does not even get back to the line of scrimmage. And it will be 3rd down and 11 yards to go with $1:40 and counting left in the third.
Terrific contain by All Saints, led by number 5, Dorian McNary. Again, a touchdown on offense and 3 tackles so far on defense.
They're making it look easy tonight after spotting the first 8. They have scored 63 unanswered in a very large statement.
That was a very interesting first half of that first quarter. You sensed who the better team was, but you just wondered how long this bad luck was going to last, and it was about a half a quarter.
Yeah, they shook the bugs out quick. This could be a safety.
That is a safety.
And it's going to be a safety in the back. And so what's going to happen here is it's going to be a free kick, either a punt or a kickoff for the Warriors from the 20-yard line. I don't believe that they're going to need to get this off, though, before the quarter will end.
That was quick. Number 43, Mark Beauregard, responsible for that safety. On the blitz for the All Saints Cougars. Terrific play.
So from the 20-yard line, they can free kick the ball or they can do a kickoff. I like the punt. It seems like you can get better hang time from the punt, but I think they're going to opt to put it on the tee for the simple fact that the ball may hit the ground and bounce around a little bit, but they're going to go to the other end of the field. They're not even going to try and get another playoff, which I predicted.
Yep.
At the end of the third quarter of play, 65-8, the All Saints Cougars in dominant fashion. Back for the final quick 12 in just a moment on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not 1, not 2, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
back here on BCTV as that kickoff from the 20-yard line will be picked up by the All Saints Cougars up over midfield down to the 42-yard line of the Warriors. On that return is Bo Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say, guess who, number 2.
He's going to come off the field right now, but I'll tell you what, that young man has got a storybook game tonight that he'll remember the rest of his life.
If you're scrolling ahead when you're watching our game, it should be worth mentioning. It's definitely worth mentioning again. 5 touchdowns so far for Bo Williams, 137 yards on the ground.
Wow, and he's only had a handful of carries to get that 137 yards. He's got huge chunks of real estate. So the Cougars now with a running clock down to 11-10 and counting in the ball game as they come up to the line of scrimmage. And it looks like Essex will be the carrier, and Akins is the new quarterback.
Deacons on the tackle for the Warriors. And I want to start talking about Kinde and some real standout players and underclassmen. Eli Deacons has had a fine game against a bunch of upperclassmen.
Well, when you look at the amount of non-seniors on that team, how many? They've only got 2 seniors, they, on their whole team? So they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with as they're just pounding the ball forward right now, trying to get the old Jeff Beisel 3 yards in a cloud of dust, keep the ball, keep the clock moving, keep the opponent away from the football, and move things along.
Big Luke Szymanski, number 50 for the Warriors, makes a nice tackle. 3rd and 5 for the Cougars.
As they roll up to the line of scrimmage. Akins has the offense set. He'll run this 3rd down play out of the gun. Essex in motion to the far side of the field. They were kind of running a little jet sweep there, and Akins shows off his speed and finishability. Down the sideline. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's into the end zone. Another All Saints Cougar touchdown.
35 yards for Akins.
Boy, he ran over somebody about the 25 or the 30-yard line and just rolled into the end zone. The Cougar machine continues to roll.
Wow, does that guy like to play football?
He is just having another great game tonight. And at 125 pounds, 124 pounds of that is heart.
Yeah. Now, you never say never. You never know. He's got the heart of a college football player. I'm not sure the frame is there, but I can definitely see that guy on the sidelines in the future because he adores this game. You can just tell by the way he plays.
The extra point is up and good. The clock continues to roll here with 8:50 left in a super clock. We're going to take another break and be back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at baycountysportshof.com for banquet tickets, lifetime membership, or donation, and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
If you're just joining us again, scrolling ahead, the All Saints Cougars, yet another 70-burger in Week 8 against a very good 6-1 Kinde North Huron team.
There's another ball that's just kicked down the middle, and how about the good hands people up front here, Ryan Helm.
Number 69, Ryan Helm, sophomore for the Warriors.
I see big number 74 back on the field, so that might be the first time we've seen him since
that is good
he got
to
injured
see.
in the first half. But, boy, he is very gingerly walking around right now. I cannot believe that they would want him on the field right now. He's only going to get more injured, I think.
Definitely a hitch in his giddy-up and going against a very tough defense. But again, over there you can see a thin bench for the Kinde North Huron Warriors.
And that would be the one thing that would concern me about them going into the playoffs. With only 17 kids, they're going to wear down late in the game.
Yeah.
And
with such a young lineup, as you mentioned, they do have a very bright future, but you'd like to think some of those 7th and 8th graders are going to fill that roster and keep these guys the perennial powerhouse that they are.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. 6:15 and counting left in the game. Really, you're going to see the same cast of characters because of their limited roster.
Right.
Trying to go up the middle now. A new ball carrier on the play is Horteski.
And number 17, Jack Backus, leading the way for the Cougars, trying to strip the ball. And again, an impressive heart on this Cougars defense. They just love to play defense. Up by 64, and he's trying to strip the ball. I like it.
Akins just comes off the field limping a little bit for the All Saints Cougars, so he's going to drink some water, and he wanted to go right back in the game. Young man, just take a break. You've had a stellar ball game, and somebody else will get a couple of snaps. Same ball carrier again, picking up another short gain on the play is Horetsky, as it'll be 3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
One word you can describe this defense tonight is swarming. 3 hats on the ball that time, led by number 43, Mark Berriger.
They are just, after the first series of events in this game that did not go their way, they have been completely in dominating control of this football game.
And honestly, just fun to watch. Fun to watch.
So banging forward for that first down is going to be, is that the same
that was number 87. We didn't have him on the roster. I mentioned that at the beginning, but we didn't have quite enough time to run out there and check on that.
I believe
nice run, though.
He may be a junior varsity kid that came up for a 5th quarter and is getting some reps right now here late in the game.
Taken down by number 17, Jack Backus, 4 tackles on the night. Just about everybody on the roster having a career night for the All Saints Cougars.
1st and 10. Ball carried by Mr. No Name, number 87, for a gain of about 3 on the play. Multiple hats again by the Cougar defense on the football.
And let's give that one to number 36, Jackson Loria. Looked like the initial or very close to the initial hit. 2nd and 7 for the Warriors.
They're having a party in the USA on just about every tackle defensively. They're just gathering and getting a lot of hats on the football.
I tell you, I'm hoping for a home game in 2 weeks. I'm going to take Mrs. Vincent to a Friday night All Saints football game. This is a blaster.
Well, it looks the way things are shaping up right now that they should be able to handle St. Charles next week and put themselves in a position at 7-2 to make that happen here for Week 10 at All Saints.
Berriger with his 3rd tackle of the night.
As again, All Saints trying to substitute on virtually every play, making sure that kids are going to get meaningful snaps.
And another thing, I got to tribute to Coach Gus. I keep saying this, but I just can't stop saying it, just how much these guys really like the roles they're playing out there.
Well, you got to love the staff to be able to want to play for them, and they have just done an amazing job.
These kids love football.
That pass is going down, and it's going to be incomplete down the sideline with 2:45 left in the game. 72-8. The All Saints Cougars just dominating this football game. As even on the incomplete pass with the super clock, it just keeps rolling right now, as probably the next snap will not get off until about the 2-minute mark for Kinde North Huron.
Wanted to mention, among many others bringing the heat, that was number 14, Ryan Olson for the Cougars.
It's 4th down right now and 3 yards to go. So in order to move the sticks, they're going to have to pick up 3 yards of real estate. Split backs in the backfield. Trying to bang forward, picking up the 1st down and a little bit more. is that running back 87 again. And well, we've got a minute. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Covenant Healthcare, Village in Action Towing, the All Saints Booster Club, and it is Bay City Sports Hall of Fame, Sandlot Sports, and Frank's Great Outdoors, a great six-pack of sponsorship here for Bay County TV. That ball carrier again, number 87. I wish we could give him credit for his wares, but he picks up another couple of yards as we're down to a minute and a half left in the game.
Number 34, Sawyer Eager, getting his nose in there for a tackle tonight.
And it will be second down and 7 yards to go, as they won't get this ball off before there's 1 minute left in the game. As they come up again, they're in that same familiar spot. Ball carrier this time by Horetsky, and he spins forward for about another 3 yards, and we're probably only going to have one play left in this football game.
Number 61, Eli Eisler, gets one of the last tackles of a terrific Week 8 for the All Saints Cougars.
Down to 40 seconds as they try and hurry to get to the line on 3rd down and 4. Number 87 looks like he's going to be a little bit short of the first down marker, which will bring up a 4th and 1 down to 25 ticks. Looks like they're going to try and get another quick play off to at least get down and try and sniff that goal line here with 15 ticks and counting left in the game.
And Olsen with his second tackle.
And I think they're just going to let it roll. They're
222 points in the last 3 weeks for this All Saints Cougars offense. What a night.
Unbelievable. 1-0, that's all there is. There isn't any more. The final score in the ball game, the All Saints Cougars 72 and Kinde North Huron Warriors 8. We'll be back in a moment to put the wraps on this dominating Cougar victory in just a moment on BCTV.
Your heart drives you forward. And it's your heart that drives the Covenant Center for the Heart to be on the forefront of next-generation heart treatments, like minimally invasive valve replacements and advanced procedures for AFib. For the very young and the young at heart, depend on our experts at the most preferred health system. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back at our Village in Action Towing post-game wrap-up of this game, what we saw in the second half was a continuation of the Cougar train continuing to roll.
Holy cow, I can't wait to start following this playoff team, because they are definitely a team that could make a deep, deep run this year.
You heard us talk early in the game about feeling that the Cougars were playing their best football right now. What you saw today did nothing to dispel that.
Maybe you take away that first half of the first quarter when you saw a lot of mental errors out there, but it was only 1/2 of one quarter, and for the rest of the game, they looked elite.
Bo Williams had a career. Wetters was himself. You look all the way up and down. Great contributions from all players. They get out of this game healthy. I don't think that there's a negative that can be had from tonight's win.
Coach Gust is going to have a hard time thinking of something to talk about Sunday night, but I'm sure he will.
I think he'll play the first 5 minutes of the game 3 or 4 times to instill in their head how close they were to really giving up a goose egg. Now, this team, Mike, had lost a 2-point game, the first game of the year, and have rolled off 6 straight wins and in dominating fashion, and they came in tonight feeling like they really had a chance, and they took the wind out of their sails early.
Right, and I want to make clear, Coach Gust is not a negative guy. You could tell by those players out there. They absolutely love playing football in Week 8. Every single play, every single guy in the field is going for it 100%. He brings out their love of the game.
They Absolutely, after the first half of the first quarter, had 0 negatives in this game. The penalties really didn't amount to a whole lot, and they just continued to play with an extremely high level of confidence.
Fun to watch. I mentioned during the game that if they do get that home playoff game, and I hope they do, it looks like they will, but you never know. If they do, Mrs. Vincent and I are definitely coming back. This is a great place to watch football.
It is a great atmosphere. Had a great crowd tonight, and we were pleased to be back here in Week 8. Of course, next week we've got the Battle of the Bays, as we've got Central and Western, and that should be a fitting end to the regular season. But, Mike, it has been a great pleasure having you back again. Seems like every week that we have a need, you're available and you're willing, and you do a phenomenal job.
It is also, it's always a blast, Jeff. Pleasure to be back.
That about puts the wraps on our post-game show tonight, sponsored by Village and Action Towing. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.